Good evening. We call to order the West Valley City Council meeting for tonight, our regular meeting. We note that all members of the council are in attendance. Our opening ceremony tonight, we turn to Councilman Tom Hyun, and so the time is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it very much. And I just talked to Steve Miller, and he's thinking about sing a song for us tonight. But he says he's going to do it next week again, so I just do the Pledge of Allegiance tonight. So please stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance with us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
We have here tonight, I assume it's just two pretty good sized groups of scouts in attendance. We appreciate your coming. We would like to know who you are, so one of your boys, one of the scouts, should come up and tell us three things: your troop number, your purpose in being here, if you're working on a merit badge or something, what it is, and third, your schools that you attend. With that, we'll start over here on the right. Who's the designated person? If you don't have one, it's like a patrol leader, senior patrol leader, something like that, or whoever's been designated. Come right here to the microphone.
So, I am from Troop 629, my name is Spencer, and I go to Monticello Academy.
Do all of you go there?
Not all of us.
Okay, very good. And what you working on?
We are working on requirements for the communications merit badge.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Some young men just came in. They ought to pay close attention because we'll be calling on you next.
We are part of Troop 863. We go to Endeavor Hall, Roots, Granger, Kennedy, Neil Armstrong, and we're working on citizenship in the community merit badge.
Thank you very much. So one of your young men or scouts, come up and introduce yourselves, troop number, what you're working on, and the schools you attend.
My name is Dallin. I'm from Troop 808, and I go to Madison, but the rest of my troop goes to Brockbank, and we're working on citizenship in the community.
Very good, thank you. Now, did that cover everyone who's here? Oh, there's another one in the second row? Okay, there by himself. Please come forward.
My name is Cameron. I go to Cyprus, and I'm here for the citizenship in the community.
Very good, thank you.
Troop number?
Do you know it?
703.
703. So did we cover everyone? Got everyone recognized? Boy, this is a great group. This is more people than we usually have by a long ways. In fact, if you take the scouts out and their leaders, there's no one left, is there? Oh, there's one. Welcome. Yeah, we have a very controversial agenda. Not. It's pretty easy, so. Next, we have the approval of our minutes from January 12th. We have a motion from the council.
Mayor, I move for approval of our January 12th minutes.
Have a motion to approve. A second.
Second.
We have a second properly before us. Any discussion on the minutes? We're okay as is? If so, then all in favor of approving the minutes of January 12th, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. The minutes are approved. Next, we have our comment period, and none of the scouts signed up. Oh, okay. We do have a public comment period as allowed by law. People can speak on any issue that they want, up to 5 minutes, but it seems like we have no takers tonight. So, that being the case, to our Assistant City Manager, any comments?
No, sir, thank you, no.
The council? Councilman Vincent.
Just a comment, with all the scouts here, I was just recently called to be a scoutmaster, and so I'm watching to see how you guys do this so that I can do it the right way. Just curious, so how many of you are going to Klondike this weekend? Okay. All right, just was wondering, so I'll see you there. So.
Okay.
Mayor, I'd just like to publicly give kudos to the police department, the fire department, and facilities department that handled the funeral for Officer Barney yesterday. Did a marvelous job of representing our city and getting the building set up and ready and taken down afterwards, which is the part that most people forget about. But just publicly thank them for their work.
Thank you. The council was represented there at the funeral, although Officer Barney was not on our police staff. He was a resident of West Valley City, and in fact lived in Councilwoman Lang's district out that way. And so we certainly enjoyed that, and it was good to see the support from the community, not only for Officer Barney, but for all of our officers. Following our agenda, we next go now to item 7 on our agenda. These are what we refer to as ordinances. Ordinance 16-04, and for your information, this will be the second time we have addressed this issue. Each of these issues, with unusual exceptions, are studied in at least 2 council meetings or talked about in 2 council meetings. And these that we'll be covering tonight, we discussed last week in our study meeting, asking questions, becoming familiar with them. So if we don't happen to discuss it a lot, understand we're prepared. We've already worked on it, okay? Ordinance 16-04, requested by West Valley City. This is a stormwater ordinance to bring our stormwater ordinance into compliance with current engineering standards. This particular one will do basically 3 things, as I picked out from the information: require a drainage analysis, determine the maximum allowable stormwater discharge rate, and then financial incentives for specified low-impact development techniques where they have less runoff. Those are very specific, and developers can receive financial incentives. That helps to decrease the need for increased storm drain requirements. With that information then, we will take that and place it before the council for action or comments.
Mayor, I'll move for approval of ordinance 16-04.
We have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, as required by law, we will turn to our recorder to take a voice vote.
Councilman Vincent?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang?
Yes.
Councilman Bueller?
Aye.
Councilman Hume?
Aye.
Councilman Christensen?
Yes.
Councilman Norfelt?
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Next, we have a couple of resolutions. The first one, Resolution 16-11, requested by the city. This is a request to authorize the execution or the adoption of a Public Works Engineering Standards document. This is just a little bit different from the previous one. The previous one put it into code, the things that we needed to have there. This is a supplemental document of the engineering standards. This is in compliance with the state law that was passed. I don't know a few years ago, not a long time ago, that we don't put it into code, but adopt the standards. That is the document before us, and it must be adopted by the council before it can take effect. To the council.
Mayor, I move for approval of Resolution 16-11.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And a second. With that, any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, we'll place that for a vote. All in favor? Oh, excuse me, we'll turn to our recorder to take a vote.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Vincent,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
The next resolution is Resolution 16-12, requested by the city. This is to authorize an agreement between our city and Ensign Development, Inc. to reimburse them for certain stormwater facilities expenses in the Thomasville Manor subdivision. This is a cost of $52,276. It will come from the stormwater utility and impact fees funds. And we needed to do this. This is the one where we needed to expand it. They are required to put in certain facilities, but for our benefit, to tie these together, we will be increasing the cost of that, but it was easier and cheaper to have them just do it as part of theirs, and so we'll reimburse them for that cost. With that introduction then, to the council.
Mayor, I move for approval of Resolution 16-12.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. It's properly before us. Any further discussion? Seeing none, then we'll go for a roll call vote.
Councilman Vincent,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. The rest of our agenda is our consent agenda. Although those were fairly straightforward items, the next ones are even easier and more routine. So we have 3 items on the consent agenda, Resolutions 16-13, 14, and 15. The first one is a storm drain easement on 6400 West for 2 properties, 3730 South and 3764. The second is a right-of-way contract temporary construction easement at 3904 West, 4100 South. It's a cost of $76.16 because we're paying less than 7%. This is a joint project between ourselves, Taylorsville, and UDOT, widening the intersections and improvements on 4100 South. The third one is also the same thing, just at a different location, different intersection. Right-of-way contract, a warranty deed, and a temporary construction easement, 4094 South Constitutional Boulevard. $94.78. So that's a project we've been working on for a while, involving numerous property owners. And so unless there is something different from the council, we'll deal with those as a package.
Mayor, move for approval of the 3 items on the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve those 3 items on our consent agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing none, to our recorder.
Councilman Vincent,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, that completes the regular business on our agenda. Anything else from the council? For your information, you'll see us almost nonstop move to another meeting, the redevelopment agency, which we sit as a body and governing board of, and that will be a very brief meeting as well. Of course, this one's pretty brief, 15 minutes. So, well, you chose a short night. You ought to come on one when we stay here until 10 or 11. Those are a lot more interesting. With that then, the final motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passed unanimously. Our regular city council meeting is adjourned.
Call to order the special regular meeting of the West Valley Development or Redevelopment Agency. Note that all members of the body are present. Mr. Paul Isaac, any communications or report of the Chief Executive Officer tonight? Sir. We do have one matter of business, Resolution 1603, which is to authorize the execution of an agreement between the Redevelopment Agency of West Valley City and ICO Construction for reimbursement. When ICO constructed the apartments to the west of us here in Fairborn Station, we had not installed all the improvements that as a city we normally would. We had an agreement with ICO that they would install those improvements after construction, sidewalk, etc., and that we would then reimburse them for that cost. It's to the tune of $77,407.60. So we have Resolution 1603 for our consideration.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval of Resolution 16-03.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion to the motion? And we'll take a vote. Nicole?
Mr. Vincent?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Hume?
Aye.
Mr. Bigelow? Mr. Christensen?
Yes.
Mr. Norfelt?
Yes.
And Chairman Bueller.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
That concludes our scheduled business. Anything else needs to be brought forward tonight? Not then, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned.